Sometimes it's hard to find a reason why, when everything is falling and all that's left to do is try your best to keep holding on to the next sunrise. But you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Sometimes a mountain means it's time to climb higher than you've been before. So hold on tight and close your eyes. You'll make it faster than you know. Closer to the sunrise. 'Cause you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Just look inside where light is found. You're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. You're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found.
Hi everyone, I am scrambling. Okay, let me just shut this music off, our beautiful song. We'll play it again at the end of the show. Okay, something's funny here. Here we go. Let me get on the comments, show comments. And it's interesting. There we go. Here we go. This is what I needed to find, just so everybody's comments will show up on here. Welcome, welcome to everyone who's joined us this evening. This is actually our 44th show for our first season, so I'm excited. I've made it to 44 shows. We all have. And thank you for coming along for the ride, everyone. I'm just shuffling a few more papers here because I had some notes ready. I'm just going to leave that over here. Okay, so tonight's show, I'm going to see if I have time to pull cards for you guys. We'll see how that goes. But tonight, I'm going to be talking about... Hello, Janice. Welcome. Speaking of which... David's been holding her because I'm frantically trying to get everything to come on, my beautiful. Oh, there's my little Sophie. Oh, hi, Sophie. Are you still being camera shy? No, she's like, Mom, I want to look at these headphones that you're wearing. I guess I don't need these anymore. Hang on. I'll take these off and see how she does now. Look at Sophie. We've got some cute little bows thanks to Grandma Janice. Oh, she's just my little girl. Look at, oh, there she is. Sorry. I'm going to just keep bombing you guys with little pics of her. Oh, look at her. She's just like, Mom, I want to stay with you. It's a long day for her to be at the store, and she's very, very, very attached. I love you too. I'm attached to you. Oh, she's just like, Mom, I don't want to go again. Here we go, Dad. You got to go with Dad and spend some time with him. I love you, Sophie. All right, there she goes. Now it's time for Mom and for us to play. She is so cute. Happy Aquarius season, everyone. I love that, Devoke. I know, it's the age of Aquarius. I was really excited about that when I would hear the song, because I'm thinking, my gosh, we're soon going to enter this age of Aquarius that we've all been looking forward to. I'm excited for it. I don't know how you guys feel. Dave bought me this really cool, it's like a huge mouse pad. It's like probably this long and like that wide. And it's got a gorgeous picture on it. It's like all flames and filaments of light. And it's like this I want to say she's a fairy, but she's got to be like a fairy godmother, like very powerful. It's just beautiful. And it should help numb out some of the noise on my table when I'm having the show. Hello, Blake. Welcome. I'm going to downsize. Yes, now I can see everyone. So we've got Janice and Devoke and Blake in the house, and I'm sure there's many more watching. And sometimes I forget, but I can see that I remembered I did a live for Instagram. So Instagram will be joining us tonight, as well as all of our listeners on YouTube. Speaking of which, if you haven't gone to my YouTube channel, I would absolutely love and appreciate your support. I'm just going to go while we're talking here and open up my YouTube just to send you a link to YouTube. So I'm gonna just copy. Here we go. Command C. I'm gonna put this right in the comments where we all chat back and forth with everybody. So this link that I've put in the comments, you can go in there, and then I'm going to actually walk you through, because I think maybe there's some people that are anxious or haven't really spent much time in YouTube. And this will be a nice way for you just to kind of see what it looks like on my page once you've clicked on that link, and then where do you go after that so you can watch the show. So let's go here to share screen, and I'm going to go to my YouTube screen. So this is what I see. Oh, you can see I was listening to this Higher Self. It was very nice music, actually. So this is my YouTube channel. And what you can do is, once you're on this and you land here, when you click on that link, you're going to land right there. And then here on this line, there's home, videos, shorts, live. You want to go to the live. And you can see right down here, actually, it's showing a live. It's actually what my show is sitting right there right now. So I'm going to click on live. So beforehand, if you wanted to get ready and you were excited about the show and you just kind of want to have it on standby, this is where you would come. You click on the live, and you'll actually see, as I'm starting to get ready for the show, you'll see these pop up. And that's just an indication that I'm in the studio, aka the bedroom at my house, and getting ready for the show. And it'll just give you that assurance there's a show coming for sure. So you can see here, because now the show is going, it says live. Now I have two showing up, because this is your mobile friendly screen, and you'll see like a little digital icon here. It's super tiny, but this is a really cool, what do you call that, option through StreamYard now, where they have running simultaneously together two different ways of viewing the show. So if you're watching on your cell phone or a small like iPad, you may want to go to that type, like that modality there where you see the little icon. That'll be a narrower screen friendly version. And then right next to it, because you can see live and live, this one here is for your regular TV screen, your monitor, your desktop, your laptop. So there's not a bad one to pick, honestly. It's just depending on what you've got. And even if you were to watch it, the mobile version on your computer, it still would work. So I'm just going to X out of here just so I don't have so many windows open. But number one, I need to come in here. And we're going to remove, and I'm going to stop the screen just to give my computer a nice little break. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. I know that's kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. The other thing too is when you're there, we're just in the baby infancy of getting this show going, and you subscribing, and I've noticed on the videos themselves, if you can click at the thumbs up, that goes a long way towards unlocking other benefits that I can access on YouTube. So listeners, if you're listening on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up on the video itself in YouTube. And even today, you could go back to older ones. And if you've enjoyed that show, that means so much to me to give me a thumbs up there. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. So tonight, I think we'll probably end up pulling some cards. I think I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. I've got 2 decks sitting here. We're going to see what I have time for. But today is going to be dedicated mostly to talking about hypnotherapy and what does that look like when you come to a session. I know Christopher was expressing great interest in that and asked me to make sure that that's what I was going to be talking about tonight. So I was like, ooh, okay, yes, I did mention that I wanted to do that, and I pushed it because last week I didn't quite feel like it was time to talk about the hypnotherapy, but tonight we are. I know that it's one of them strange subject matters where some people get all like, they're like on the funny movies where they're going, ooh, or, you're going to make me quack like a duck on stage, or look for my belly button. So tonight is about talking about what does it look like? How do you go about booking a session and the process involved and what it looks like once you're in my therapy room and we're having our appointment together. And I say our because it truly is a melding of 2 teams in the ethers that are gathered together, 2 family teams, at that time when you're in my room. It's quite powerful. It's a very, very intimate spiritual experience where you're very vulnerable, and it's an incredibly powerful thing. So let me see. I want to make sure I'm keeping up with everybody's comments. I'm here, Devo. Okay, I think we're good. Every time I go in and out after sharing a screen, I'm never sure if I'm looking okay and I can see everything perfectly. But it looks good to me. So how's everybody been? I've been pretty good, actually. I mean, it's been a lot trying to navigate having little Sophie at work every day, but we're getting there. And just when I thought, okay, I got a good rhythm going, I've got my little carrier. If you come into the store, you'll see I've got a little pet carrier, and she sits in there. Oh my gosh, she's just. I'm patting it. I'm patting her in this carrier, like I'm just feeling like I'm a mama all over again, and she's my little girl. She is so enjoying meeting new people, and the thing was today. Everything was good. Everything was going finally. I was finding my rhythm, finding my schedule with her. I put her in her little enclosure because I've got one of them enclosure, like a pen, so that she can get out of my arms and have a safe place to run and stretch her legs and have her little nibbles. And anyway, I put her in there because she'd had a 2-hour snooze in her pouch. She absolutely loves the pet carrier pouch. For anyone who's got a little puppy, or they've got a smaller dog, I'm telling you, Janice is actually the breeder of our little Sophie. She's a teacup poodle, but she graciously loaned us the pet carrier, which is like a sling. I should have it. It's downstairs, but she literally it's almost like an infant carrier, and it's like a comfort thing for her. She just loves it. And if she's unsure, or she hears a loud voice, or she smells something she's not comfortable with, she just peeks her head right back into the carrier and huddles in, and she's got my body right beside her, right? So she's feeling my heart. She can feel my heartbeat and my warmth. And yeah, it's a great thing to help with anxiety. And I really believe that it helped with the transition as well, with having her, come into a new home. I had this carrier that already smelled familiar smells for her, and then I had it at home. And then, yeah, she spent a lot of time in that pouch at the beginning, just getting, braver and braver as she acclimated to a new home. Oh my gosh, I'm going off the bat, like off on a tangent about Sophie. Oh, right. So, you know what she did? Yeah, I'm not even sure. I feel like she did this. Janice feels like she did it because I messaged her right after it happened. But I put her in there to do her thing. And I'm quickly looking after some tasks that I can do when she's not in the pouch hanging off the side of me. And I thought, I'm going to get these things done. I'm standing in the store, and all of a sudden I hear her little bell, ding-ling-ling, and I look, and she's like running up towards me. She got out of that pen. So like that's probably, I'm going to say 2 foot high. It might be 2.5 feet high. Anyway, I said to Janice, the door's firmly shut. Like, there is no way she could have got out. I don't understand. And yet, here she was looking at me all fancy and excited and just like coming straight towards me. And I thought, oh my gosh. So now I don't have a place to put her down where I feel like it's safe and she's not going to be moving around. Oh my goodness. So we're already doing a workaround. Janice says there's a taller one. It's like just about 5 feet, but I feel like that's really high. So maybe a little lower, but I'm going to see what I can do because she needs to be able to go down, and it's way too cold here. Like, it's nice for us right now, the temperature, but for a little one like that, I don't even have a little jacket for her or anything yet. I will be getting some clothes for her, but all in due time. Getting a new puppy, you spend all kinds of money getting just what you need to get started, right? Yeah, so I don't know. The next week looks like we're going to basically have what we're having today for weather. I didn't see any snow in the forecast. We haven't had today. For 1 second there, I happened to step out and I thought I saw a snowflake this evening when I stepped out to take some stuff out to the vehicle, but it must have been just my imagination because then I didn't see any more. And I looked at the forecast before starting the show. I don't see any snow. It just looks like a couple of the days next week going into until next Wednesday. There's a few days where we're going to go into the double digits, but it's not even in the 20s. It's in the -10s. So I think we just can keep going as we are going. And I'm happy with this. This is great weather. It's not too cold that you're having to re-warm your vehicle a couple of times over. It's like a one time you warm it up and off you go. The frost isn't really thick and you're not having to scrape your windows. So I'll take this right now. The only thing is, do you find like I need that sunshine? I do feel like if it's a really overcast day and the clouds are really heavy, and I saw there's 2 days. Did I put them down? No, I didn't, but I'm just remembering. There were 2 days in the forecast where they showed like it was completely like, I don't know if the word would be overcast. That feels like precipitation, but there was no sun. There has to be sun, but we're not going to see it. And I don't think I could survive in a place where I don't see sun. And it's reminding me I've not been taking my vitamin D. And vitamin D is super important for people that live in these kinds of climates. How old was Sophie when she moved from Janice to be with you? Good question. If my memory serves me right, she must have been 13 weeks because I think she just hit 15 weeks. Janice and I were going back and forth just today. Last week we were saying 14 weeks, so I got to get her birthday. I keep meaning to get her birthday. But I believe on Sunday, this past Sunday, she's 15 weeks, and I just got her 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that would be 13 weeks. And Janice did a fantastic job. Like she does have another little girl that's looking for a home. Janet, like I'm telling you, she's kennel trained. She's potty trained, like as far as she knows to go on the paper. Literally, I was telling Janice how impressed I was with Sophie. I left the door open to her enclosure. Oh, there we go. October 5th. Okay, I'm going to write that down and put it in my book. We definitely have to celebrate her birthdays. So I'm saying March 5th because that's Ben's birthday, March 5th. Okay, I even wrote it down. March 5th, October 5th, 2024. Okay, that's a great number, actually. 5/2025, October. She is kind of my gift for a new beginnings, a big change. Because number 5 is big positive changes, and I always say she's kind of my baby to usher in my new changes that I'm going to be putting into my life here for 2026. Yeah. Anyway, she literally went back into her pen. She was just running and having fun and playing with her big sister. And she actually ran back into her pen to squat down and have a pee. Now, I'm not going to say she's going to be perfect and do that every time, but I was gobsmacked. I thought, look at this little girl. She did that for me. So I made sure to give her a treat. And yeah, so Janice done fantastic. Grooming, like little poodles, you need to comb them out every day. Well, she's very good with that. I mean, of course, she wants to look at the comb, and I just absolutely love combing her little coat every night. We end up having snuggles, and and Janice even did like a live video with me for me while she bathed some of the other babies. She bathed Penny, actually. Penny is one of her favorites from the litter, and gave me like a step-by-step on how to give little Sophie a bath. And I'm telling you, it was just so reassuring. I mean, it's pretty straightforward to have an animal, but when it's a little baby animal, you still have nerves and you're just a little anxious with all the care that's required, right? And she will go above and beyond. It's her first litter, and I'm just so tickled with Sophie. So if anyone's interested, you can have a little private conversation with Janice before D2Y. I'm not sure. I'm sure before day D2Y. Anyway, she's in the chat. My brain can't think about what she's saying there, but that's cool. I love that. Bee's in the house. We didn't say hello to Bee. So, okay, we talked about the weather. How are we doing for time? Almost 8 o'clock. I want to talk about something always comes up, right? So, today I got one of our customers from Fort St. John called, and he wanted to pick my brain about selenite. And I thought, hey, I love that. I really like basing my shows and things that we'll talk about based on some of the things that I come across during the week prior. So today, when my customer called me and asked me about selenite and my opinion on the placement and what he was doing with them, I took Sophie January 6th. Janice, I need you. You're on it. You know exactly everything. Took her January 6th. So she was officially adopted. Well, I guess you can't say officially adopted because she's still got to get all her papers and everything, but we're getting there. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, selenite. I want to show you what selenite looks like. So, this is quite a popular crystal. And I've actually got a window open on my computer here that I'm going to share with you as well, because I want you to see just how incredible it looks when it's growing naturally. Like this has of course been harvested. Generally you'll find selenite in Morocco. It's stunning, but you can even find a form of selenite in our area. They call it fishtail selenite. And I'm just in between setting up the house and moving my belongings from the store to the house. So I don't have any. One day I'll have to show you. I've got some beautiful pieces of fishtail selenite. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Sometimes you can get like tumbled. So it'll all be smooth, but it'll just be like this beautiful white. It's not translucent. Sometimes it can be though. You can get some translucent stuff. And they will make all kinds of different shapes for this. Like they will make it so that it's a nice plate, long and flat. Because some people, it's called a charging plate. They'll often call it that. I like to look at it as more like a cleansing plate myself, but people will put all like their crystals on it. Anything that comes into contact with selenite is immediately like transmuted and cleansed and purified. And it goes right back to its original intent, its original potency. So selenite is one of those things that people love to have, and will have a lot of it. You can even use it to like purify and just cleanse like your doorways. Anyone that's coming through your home, you can have it discreetly placed above your door jamb, or maybe place it under a chair where people are sitting. You'll often find that it'll be just kind of a sly little thing where when you go to a therapist's office or at a practitioner who practices Reiki or many of the different modalities out there, you'll often see different stones placed underneath where you're going to be laying on or sitting on. But selenite is a go-to. You'll most likely see selenite in just about any metaphysical practitioner's space and in many people's homes. I'm going to show you as well. Oh yeah, another great idea. There was a trend here for a while. When we get these, what I call them like icebergs. So they'll have them shaped so that they're coming in tiers down, and it's like an iceberg. I have a selenite lamp downstairs, but I can't go get it. I was like not even ready to start the show. I'm so sorry. Once I'm here, it'll be a little easier, but all it takes is a lingering customer at the store on Wednesdays, and it just puts me behind. And I did have that happen today, so by the time I have my dinner and everything, not that you want to hear my sob story, but I apologize I don't have a selenite lamp to show you, but they look magical. They look like mystical mountains. And people were taking small ones that weren't lamps. They didn't have a hole carved up the middle of the mountain, and they'll put their bracelets, all the bracelets that they're wearing during the day. So I happen to have a couple here. At the end of the day, they take them off and they slide them, and it's like a holder. So, and then all of them are being cleansed and restored, and the next day they have great confidence. They just feel better. They feel pure, cleansed. It's difficult to explain, but selenite just has this restorative quality to it. So I want to share with you pictures of caves that I just did a quick search so I could share with you guys. So I'm going to go like this, share screen. Here, yeah, Google, because I did that, share. So look at this. This is incredible. Like here is, so this is selenite. Look at the spears on there. Well, I want to show you the cave. Where's the cave? Right here. Insane. That is, okay, of course there's a pop-up. Selenite growing in a cave. And you can see up here, do you see the reddish quality up here? We actually, from time to time, get our hands on red selenite, orange selenite, and then this white selenite, like what you see. You can see here the light is flashing. It's almost transparent. It's gorgeous, so impressive. Let's see if I can, yeah, I can just X out of here. This looks, I remember this Naka selenite, crazy. I wonder if it'll, no, it's buffing. Come on, let's see it. Oh, look at this picture. Isn't that insane? This is a person standing in there. These are people. I think they did a show on this. I believe I watched the show where they were crawling through this selenite cave. Isn't that something? Mother Earth is growing that. It just gives you such an incredible feeling of how can this not have therapeutic value? When you look at something like this in its natural setting, you can't help yourself but look at it and say, it has to be here for a reason. Mother Nature doesn't just do things by chance. There's a reason why this is growing here for humanity, for animals, for all living things here on this planet. And I just love selenite. Okay, we're going to go here. And I'm just going to, oh, it's starting to do the, like, it's making my screen all small. Now it's all big. Oh, okay, we're back to normal. Okay, I think I figured this out. Remember the last show where I couldn't see everything and it all got small and then it got big? Okay, got her. I'm also wanted on the topic of selenite, and I'm going to put this bar over here because I love it. I wanted to mention this book. For anyone starting or looking at crystals, this is the book everybody gets. It's a bestseller. It's been around forever. The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. It's a very well constructed book. It's very simple. So what I thought would be fun, I got a little bookmark in here, is we could just flip to selenite, and you can see how simply it's done, how good it's done. This is like, it's alphabetical order. So you flip over and here's selenite, which I love. And then a little write-up on it. So they say here, translucent selenite has a very fine vibration and brings clarity of mind, opening the crown and the higher crown chakras, and accessing angelic consciousness and higher guidance. Pure selenite is a link to the light body, helping to anchor it in the earth vibration. It's a very calm stone that instills deep peace and is excellent for meditation or spiritual work. And then it goes on and on, but it's wonderful, wonderful stone. And it's one of those things that I find I always sell out of. People just keep coming to get more, especially those that are setting up a space, or maybe they're changing up their space at home. Selenite is just a go-to natural stone that they're going to want to put around in that new space. All right. What else do we have here? I think we can go right into talking about hypnosis, unless anyone has any questions, or maybe they have a personal experience about using selenite. I'd love to hear it. I've got one lady, just for privacy, I won't mention who she is, but she was gifted a ring with a green onyx on it. And she actually came back to report that ring is calming her. She noticed a visible change and how she was reacting to situations. And I just love that. I love it when it's not planned. You didn't go in with the intention that you were needing that. And then you get this solution out of nowhere, and it's so noticeable. It's like so noticeable, the change, and I just think that's fantastic. I myself have had a few moments where I've had an interaction with a crystal where it's just undoubtedly been like, well, there's no other explanation here. Like, that is it. I'm done. I'm sold on that. That crystal does that for me. And I want to also talk about, that book that I showed you, the Crystal Bible. That is the author's interpretation of what that stone will do. It isn't the Bible. It's kind of funny because that's what it's called, the Crystal Bible, but it's a good jumping off place. But I can guarantee you, when you go online, you're going and you punch in healing properties of selenite, you're going to discover all kinds of other ideas and interpretations of what selenite does for you. And what I like to tell people, because sometimes if you're really like one of these people that's like, I just need I don't want 5 different definitions for something. I just need one. Just tell me what that is. For some, it can be very overwhelming. They're looking at like selenite, but then they see all of these different multiple definitions of what it can do for you. And I want to tell you that find your family. And when I say that, I mean like, you're going to start finding yourself gravitating to a website that you're using. You like how they describe that stone. It just feels right with you. And yes, you can actually agree with some of the things they're saying because it's actually happened to you. You feel that. Then I encourage you to make a note of that website and use them. Use that knowledge base as your jumping off place, like where you go to do your research. I love the Crystal Council. Maybe I should put it up here. I'm going to mark this down so I don't forget, and I'll share the link. Crystal Council. This is one that I most of the time will refer to when I want to know about crystals. So, Crystal Council. When people come into my shop, they'll be, and then I can't remember all of the stones, right? And I will go to this one on my computer and I will let them know I'm going to the Crystal Council to see what they say about the crystal, because more often than not, I've been very pleased and satisfied with the definitions. So I'm going to go share the screen here. I'm going to show you what Crystal Council looks like. This is their website, the Crystal Council. There's all kinds of things. You can go shopping there, but I just find that they have a great way of explaining the stones. You know what? Let's look up selenite and just see what they say. Selenite. Excuse me. Here we go. So there's a beautiful picture, and there's your example of tumble. For those of you that have been in the shop or other metaphysical shops, I guarantee that you see that. That's a very familiar shape for selenite right there. You can get these little bricks. They're called bricks or logs, these longer pieces here. Yeah. And then here they talk about it. Oh, there's the Naka mine. That was the picture that I tried to click on. Beautiful. Look at that. So I love it. And it shows you your zodiac signs that are associated with it. So for selenite, I see Gemini and Cancer. And it works with the wind element. But let's see. Selenite is a pure white light encapsulated in physical form and is a must-have for every spiritual practitioner. The immense energies of selenite know no boundaries when it comes to the restoration. That's pretty close. That's the word I used. Of our own auric field and spiritual body. Selenite slices through the air, cleansing and recharging any environment it's placed in. I love that description. So maybe what I'll do, Command C, I'm going to take that as well, and I'm just going to plunk that in the comments here, and the link will be there for anyone who's interested in checking out the Crystal Council. I really like them. And I love what they're saying there, because slicing through the air, I'm just going to quieten my screen here as well. Stop screen. Say that you have, you're not, for me, when I'm doing a cleansing of a space, I am using my thoughts as well. So I'm imagining my space. You know, I think we're going to talk about that the next show. Okay. How I cleanse a space. But I want you, I'll finish my thought with you, but I'm going to kind of keep some other stuff, and we'll talk about that next week. But you can use visualization. So I like to think of crystals and visualize what it is they do, and I apply it on a grander level. So I just want to plug that little tidbit for anyone that wants to use that. It's something I do in my life, and I've done it for a very long time, and I love it. I love the effects of it, and I've seen the effects of it. All right, so we shared Crystal Council. I love that. I've made a note. I'll make sure in YouTube that I share that. I think that we better jump into what happens when you come in to see me for hypnotherapy. All right. So if anyone, looking forward to the next show. Awesome, B. I'm glad that that's a topic you'd like to hear. So how it works. It's not like when you're ready to do a hypnotherapy session, or you think you're ready to do a hypnotherapy session, the way it happens is you're going to call, or you're going to private message me. And here, why don't we put I got little tickers and stuff here. Let's put there we go. We'll put my email address there, happythoughtstherapy@gmail.com. So you're going to reach me that way. You might call the shop, and then I usually like to have like a little meet and greet, because most of the time people aren't even sure if that's something that they're going to want to do, or am I going to be comfortable with Claudette? Like, I hardly know her. Most of my clients are strangers. We've never met each other before. So there can be a lot of like anxiousness there. So I like to do like we usually do it through, some like Facebook Live if you're from out of town, or I'll make an arrangement, and it's like a half hour. It's not long, and we'll just get together face to face, and you can ask me questions and I'll answer questions. I'll let you know what happens in an appointment, what you can expect from it. It just really helps you decide if that's something that would be good for you, or if you're feeling uncomfortable. I've had people after a consultation, like just that first little meet, realize that that's not quite for them. And there's been times when I've actually said, I don't think this is the right modality for you. Hypnotherapy requires us to be very vulnerable. You need to be able to open up. And if you're guarded, or if you have things that you'd rather not talk about, that right away creates blockage in the session. So I like to have people know before they come that nothing can be off the table, because we don't know where that conversation is going to go. And the conversation that transpires in that room is very deep, it's very intimate, and it needs to be that way, because I am tunneling through and into your spiritual self, your soul self, to find the heart of the matter. What brought you here today? Sometimes people don't even know what brought them there today, but they just have this pull. They have this, maybe they're unsatisfied in life. They feel unfulfilled. A very, very common thing. People will say to me, I don't even know what my life's purpose is. Like, why am I here? I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. That is a very common reason for someone to book a session of hypnotherapy. I can guarantee you, when they leave, they are full. They've got gas in the tank, and their mind is just huge with all of the things and thoughts and ideas and directions they want to go. Hypnotherapy, after a session, you can expect to be, I call it the bobblehead syndrome, because you leave and your mind is so busy. It's so full of potential. It's so full of spring cleaning happening. Not only do you just, like, almost as if magic, we clean up and deal with a lot of things, more things than what you even thought you were going to look at or take care of. Like, that stuff just seems to melt away. But then when you leave, you're also sorting out so much stuff in your subconscious. And the residuals of an appointment can last for weeks and months. People will often say after a session, Claudette, when do I come back and see you? And it's almost like the euphoric high of having had such a great, cathartic, life-changing experience. They're thinking, I'm going to come back and do this again. I got to do this. But the thing is it needs to assimilate in you. So I will always say, I'm excited to see you again. But I just want you to sit with it for a while, because what you're going to find after you've made these cathartic changes in your mind, and now you have focus, and now you have drive, you're going to be doing things, you're going to be changing in your life. Give that time, because that was the whole point of coming in, is to dislodge what is lodged, remove what needs to be removed, heal what needs to be healed. And it's like they leave a bag of rocks, such a heavy burden, most people. I always say it's just sitting there at the side of the chair after they leave. I can just visualize it. They're so much lighter when they leave, because there's, number one, talking to someone, especially a stranger that you feel safe with, is so cathartic. Oftentimes in a session, people are sharing things they've never shared before. And to have someone that has no skin in the game, as I say, like, I'm not there cheering you on. I'm not the person who's going to be sitting across the table from you on Easter and giving you judgment because of what we talked about in the room. And having said that, it's not recommended that you have a hypnotherapy session with someone you know. Only because it's not going to be 100% authentic, because the person is going to be holding on to a few things. They're not going to want to reveal all their cards. I do them, but I know that for most of them, it's not going to be like a complete game changer. It's going to help them. But I know that they're going to be keeping things from them, like from me, because I'm their friend or I'm their acquaintance. So if you can find someone that is completely, that you don't know, but comes highly recommended, I strongly urge you to book with them. Now, if they're just an acquaintance that you're not going to run into very often, that's great. That's fine. I'm talking about like your sister-in-law or your mother. Those kinds of relationships, they're too close. And you're not going to be opening up the way that you need to have a successful outcome out of a hypnotherapy session. So people come in, we'll set up a date. They come in and we have that quick chat. It's a half hour. I show them the room. If you're in person, we walk into the room and I show them my chair and where you would sit. And most people, when they walk in the room, they just feel it. There's like a complete change in the atmosphere and the sensation. And it's enough for some to just understand that it's very serious what happens in a hypnotherapy session. It's a coming to Jesus moment, as I call it, because we're going to really lay down our burdens at our feet and look at that bag of rocks that you've been carrying and start pulling those rocks out and looking at them, see where they came from. What are they? Why are you carrying them when you don't need to be carrying them? Those kinds of things. So as we do a session, people are always anxious. Well, what if you hypnotize me and I didn't even know? Are you hypnotizing me right now? So it's not like that. Everything is very much explained to you during the session. I'll explain it at the beginning as well, and I'll say, are you nervous? And most people are. Even people that are excited to have a session, they'll be nervous because they just all of a sudden realize like the seriousness of what's going to transpire really hits them. I've had people like walk into the room the day of their session and they look at me and they just start crying because it's that profound to have that moment where they know things are going to happen in this room and they're ready. Hi, Lynette. Welcome. Joining later, and I see Lynette just joined. I'm just describing what to expect if you were to book a hypnotherapy session with myself. It's going to be different with every practitioner, but some of the stuff I say is definitely applicable to just about any hypnotherapy session you have. So where was I going? So we do the questionnaire. Well, not the questionnaire, but we get together and have a little consult. I want to know what your motivations are. I'm going to be asking you, why do you feel like you need a hypnotherapy session? And then I explain that that's right. So hypnotherapy, the actual hypnotizing part of the session, you're going to know if I'm going to use it and when I'm going to use it. So I let people know we're going to just have a conversation. Now, at some point, if emotions are getting really, really strong and things are getting difficult to navigate through, at that point, I let you know and I'll say, listen, I can see things are getting, like really deep. And I would just like to relax you a little. And so there's like a back and forth. And they will say, okay, yes, I'm ready for that. And so then I have some exercises that we do. Some fun little exercises that help relax the mind. And it's a light hypnosis. So your eyes are open. You're still taking part in the session. You're very active in the session. But it's just kind of, and again, I use that word bobblehead because now all of a sudden your body is you barely feel your body. Like you're kind of in this bubble of thought. And it just kind of numbs and helps just give you that little bit of comfort that you need and reassurance that you're okay. And then we go deeper. So then we'll go deeper, and you're under this very light hypnosis. You're sitting in the chair, and you're very aware that I've done a light hypnosis exercise with you, and most people enjoy it. Some people actually, I would say half and half, they will start to tear up because they can't remember the last time they felt that much peace. Like it is very, I say it's like it's like you've been at the spa and your feet are like those pillows after a foot massage and a pedicure. Imagine your whole body having that sensation, and you just have your thoughts and you're just kind of percolating. So then we get back in there and we start talking about those things that were a little too much. And all of a sudden, they're okay. We can talk about them. We can start asking deeper questions. And my job in a hypnotherapy session is to listen to you. So the way it goes is I will start asking you about your childhood. I'll ask you about siblings. And I start to listen to your comments. Maybe you make an offhand little sly comment underneath. My job is to listen to those subconscious. Oftentimes people are like, I said that? And it just goes right quiet because I say, yeah, that's what you just said. And I'm like a mirror. And I'll mirror back what I hear. And then we sit with that, like, why would you say that? Where does that come from? And we just have this very deep, very focused conversation. Now, I will let you know when we're having this session as well. My job is to ask the questions that other people aren't going to ask you. So that's what I mean by I need you to be vulnerable. I'm going to start asking you questions so that we get to that place, that dark corner in your closet that you're not even sure why it's so dark there. What is in that dark part of the closet? And we start to put some light on it. I just absolutely love and believe in the power of therapy for people. It's a safe place and way to look at things. And hypnotherapy also, we have tools where we can give you tools, I guess, for coping with life. You know, some people come to me and they say, I just keep flying off the handle. I seem like to have a hair trigger temper, or this person always gets me. I don't know I can't seem to just control myself and have a calm conversation, or things just irritate me. And we have wonderful tools, wonderful scripts, and that will give your subconscious a different way of dealing with those possible situations that you've been trying to navigate, and you keep coming up with the same outcome, an outcome that you're not happy with and you wish you could be better at. Well, guess what? Hypnotherapy can help you with that. It can help you react better. It can calm you down. And we give you tools where in the moment, all of a sudden, you become cognizant and you start doing the things that you've been taught in the hypnotherapy session, and you will find yourself taking that nice deep breath right in the moment. I remember when it first happened to me, I found myself going before I responded, and it was so empowering. in that moment that happened to me, I understood I was going to be okay and I was going to love myself after that interaction. That breath was a trigger to remind me that there's a different way to respond to the situation I was in. So that can be for anyone that's listening. If you can find yourself a hypnotherapist, they can help you with that. They can give you tools, and we've got wonderful scripts we can read and give you different methods. We learn about you in a session, and we can decide and find just the exact script that's going to work best for you, that your subconscious is going to just love and say, yes, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. Sometimes things come up in a session that are just so powerful and so emotional. And we have other things that we can help you with, other exercises in that light hypnosis state that will help you just work through some heavier emotions. And how do I put this away, but put it in a way that's healthy in my mind, not the way it's been. I like to explain to people that when you've experienced something that was really hurtful, or it was out of your control and it imprinted with you, at the time that happened to you, at that age you were at, that is the maturity level that is imprinted to you of how you're going to deal with that emotion every single time. That, what they call a trigger, you will be at that age. So if something terrible happened to you at the age of 5, whenever you have a similar feeling or your PTSD starts surfacing up regarding that, you're reacting as though you're 5 years old. It's crazy, I know, but it's true. When you have that kind of knowledge, you can start observing people when they have a temper tantrum, or say that they all of a sudden their anxiety starts getting high and they start in a situation. You can look at them all of a sudden and really kind of understand this person is acting like a teenager, an adolescent, a teenager. Or this is like what a 5-year-old having a temper tantrum because they want the cookie and mom's saying, not till you have your lunch. That kind of thing. It is insane. It's crazy, I know, but it is true. And it's so in a hypnotherapy session, often we can go back to that young person, younger self, and have a conversation and let them know you're not that little person anymore. You're this functioning adult. And you no longer need to be scared, or you no longer need to be on alert for certain things to be happening. But these are all things that are subconscious. It's all part of us, right? And we don't even realize we're carrying all these kinds of well, let's put this safety little lock in here, and we're going to do that over here. We're going to put that over there and hide that back here. I like to call it the Rolodex of the mind. And when you come for a hypnotherapy session with me, I'm going to say, we're going to take your brain, the Rolodex of your brain. We're going to put it on the floor. All the index cards are laying all over the floor. And we're going to look at everything. And then you're going to decide what you want to put back. And you're going to discover there are things that you don't want to put back in there. They can stay there. You looked at them and they don't belong in your future. So the actual deep hypnosis part only happens at the very end of a session. It only transpires for maybe a half hour, sometimes a little longer. I try not to go too long with the deep hypnosis, because the greater part is the hypnotherapy portion of a session. Yes, we have a lot hidden. So much, even myself. Like, I plan on going to see a hypnotherapist after I close up the store. I'm going to be traveling to go see someone because I need to see someone who really doesn't know me. Because I know I've got some things locked up there that I need a different perspective, because we think we can handle everything. We think we can do it. Sure you can. How's that working for you? It's, I think it's a humble, healthy way to look at life, knowing that sometimes we need to go and see someone to get some objective, because we're very subjective. We like to just make things fit in our minds, fit in our lives. We justify things. And by going to see someone, like a hypnotherapist or counselor, any of these different modalities, they really help mirror back things that maybe we don't even recognize as unhealthy, and they help shed light on that. And I find that so empowering. I'm always trying to improve myself, because I feel like I owe it to my kids and I owe it to myself. I am here living a purposeful life. I want to know that I did my very best living this life. And for me, one of my big goals, in order for me to feel like I am achieving and living a life of purpose, is to always look at how I can improve myself. How can I be a kinder person? How can I be more genuine? How can I be more calm? So the hypnotherapy will really help with things like that. It also helps with conventional things like stop smoking. But I have to tell you, losing weight and those kinds of things like stop smoking, absolutely. Love to see you. We can set that up. But I'm going to tell you right now, consultation, and I do this for everybody, I will ask you, are you really wanting to stop smoking? If you're coming in because you say your husband wants you to stop smoking, or your partner says they can't stand it anymore, or you need to want it. You don't, it's not for, I want to say the word aesthetics, but that's not right. But like if optics of how you look, that you don't want certain people because it doesn't look good, but yet you secretly enjoy it, it's not going to be successful. It has to be that you really want to quit smoking. It's something you want to do, because it just won't be successful. And same with eating. You know how they say some people who've lost a lot of weight or started an exercise regime, and they just say, I'm kind of waiting for my brain to be in that right place where I feel like, yeah, and all of a sudden you're really gung-ho about it and you've got a schedule going. That's when you would want to go see a hypnotherapist and get going on having a helpful script read to your subconscious about all the healthy choices you want to do. And there are so many different scripts for stop smoking and for losing weight or living a more healthy lifestyle. Maybe you wish to stop drinking. Those kinds of things are vices. Listen, hypnotherapy can help so many things. If you're a student and you want to have a better memory and retain more, you can use hypnotherapy for that. Maybe you're an athlete and you really want to get that edge on building your skill level. Many professional athletes use hypnotherapy. They're like part of the crew, for not only do they have like people looking after them for their injuries, they have hypnotherapists on dial that they call and they go and see. So students can use them, mothers can use them. Maybe you are dealing with feeling inadequate as a mother, things like that. There's so many reasons why someone would come see me or any other hypnotherapy. As I'm talking, feel free to put comments in the questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. I'm kind of going all over the place. I do, as an option, take you into a past life as well. If you're ordering the full meal deal, as I call it, a full clinical hypnotherapy session with myself, we're going to have that long conversation. We're going to work on some positive affirmations that you and I build together. And then I also, at the very end, after we've had a really good conversation and made some great headway, I call it tidying up. We go and I have a nice day bed, and you lay down there, get more comfortable, and let me tell you, your brain is a muscle and it is tired. It's a work coming for a hypnotherapy session. People are all like, if there's some really, really heavy stuff, we're going into places that your brain has just like always had a detour sign on. You're going to feel it. Like, I've had people have migraines and headaches. So be prepared for that. That's why it's good to bring water. And those are things that I'll let you know about when you're booking a session. Bring water. I have water. And just, I don't want you coming under any influences, and that's another thing. So if you're going to come numbed out on something, even smoking, if you're coming and you're a smoker, I let you know there will be no smoking during the session. I actually had a lady who was a smoker in one of my sessions, and this cemented it for me. We were getting into a really deep place in her emotional being where things were getting really tense. I can hear Roxy just pawing at the door. Oh, anyway, she looked at me and it was like crazy, like her voice changed and everything. And she just kind of had this wild look in her eyes. She's like, I need a smoke. I need to get a smoke. And spirit just came over me. And I said, you know what? You can have a smoke, but first we're going to finish this. We ended up breaking through something that she had been using. Smokes, alcohol, whatever you do to numb out. We were just about there, touching that ugly part, that scary part. And she wanted a smoke like you wouldn't believe. And God bless her that she listened, she didn't get the smoke because she really wanted change in her life. We ended up making a huge breakthrough, and she left a big bag of rocks in my therapy room. It was cathartic. And when we finished that session, she looked at me and she said, I don't want to smoke anymore. There's so much that can happen in a session above and beyond what you come in for. So keep that in mind as well. You depending on what session you book to, I'm looking at the time here. I didn't get into that too much, but I'm also, you can see the acronym there, the QHHT underneath my name on the screen. That's a very different hypnotherapy, and I have to go by strict parameters when I do that type of hypnotherapy. But I am trained with the Dolores Cannon tradition. So that is the quantum healing hypnotherapy. So this one is very different. I have to stick with, like I said, a very strict script, but I am listed as an official QHHT practitioner on the Dolores Cannon website. I'm going to be working to get my full certification, but that involves traveling overseas. Depends wherever they decide to do their retreats. And I also just time restraints, and with having the store, I haven't been able to because I'm going to have to travel. and stay for lengths of time in order to get my other levels. But this, I am trained to do it, and I can take you into fantastic past lives through the Dolores Cannon method. As well, I have had training with for, oh my gosh, Yvonne, I'm blanking out. Oh, I feel terrible. This is a different type of hypnotherapy. It's still the same hypnotherapy, but it's to help people retrieve long forgotten hidden memories. This is mostly to do with the supernatural or things that are very strange. So because of my background, I want to say hi, Burns. Hi, Bernadette. Welcome, welcome. For those who have had an experience of missing time, or they've had an experience where they've had like interactions with sentient or other beings that look very different from us, like extraterrestrial. I've had training with that, and I have a certificate and some special training that I took so that I can help you with those, retrieving those memories and finding those blocks of missing time. Not only does that have to do with supernatural, like things that are just so strange, we can also retrieve hidden memories from your day-to-day life. Like, say something happened and you really feel like you need to get that memory back. We've got ways to help you go back in time and space, because I can get really deep here. Time is very different in the ethereal, in the spirit world, in the subconscious world, where we all exist outside of these bodies as we exist inside of these bodies. And their time is not the way we clock in on a clock. It's very different. You can go in and out from the future to the past, and everything is very accessible. And that's a beautiful thing. My heart almost wants to cry saying this. I know I'm starting getting low on time here, but another thing that is accessible when we are deep in hypnosis, when I take you into a past life, sometimes, and I prepare you for this, sometimes we are taken to this lifetime, a memory in this lifetime, because there's something that needs to be revisited, that you need to see with new bright eyes, not the eyes that you saw it at the time that it happened, but now, after a beautiful session of hypnotherapy, now you're looking at it. And I can tell you how profound those moments are when they go into a present memory from this lifetime. And they're so shocked. I can remember one lady, she was like, oh my God, I remember these trails. She was talking about the trails that she ran in the woods behind school, and now she'd get off the school bus, go into the house, and she could see her mom in her dress and just hearing the radio going, and her little brother, and they're having their snack, and then they're racing out the door. And all of a sudden, I'm swirling. This is really important. She got to relive a childhood memory that before she saw it in this right now, in this present time, in her mind, in her subconscious mind as a young girl, she had taken away some things from that experience that weren't good. And she'd been carrying them all this time. And yet, when she had it and she had that experience and got to relive that memory, she was looking at it while she was reliving it as a little girl. She was also looking at it as an adult and watching everything and making observations and realizing there were so many things that she didn't understand. She was just a little girl. So many nuances. so many things that she couldn't have appreciated as a little girl. She didn't have the maturity level, she didn't have the knowledge of. And yet now, as an adult, and she watches this whole thing transpire, it gave her such freedom. She let go of so much stuff that she was hanging on to because she now could see it through the lens of an adult's perspective. And it gave her so much freedom that she was able to go and sit at her father's bedside and hold his hand on his deathbed. Because prior to her appointment, she didn't feel like she had it in her to go. She didn't feel like she wanted to make peace with him. And whether making peace or not with someone is not the objective, but it bothered her. And she needed to feel like decisive one way or the other and to be at peace with it. And I'll never forget that. It was so monumental and so beautiful. I got a whole filing cabinet full of cases, but it was so incredible for her. And she did come and see me like, I don't know, a year later or whatever. And she told me how cathartic it was and how beautiful it was. And she wept and said, I would have not had that time with my dad because I had so much bitterness and so much, stuff that she'd taken. But it was based on a very young child's impression of the event. And when she could see so many more viewpoints, and that's the thing again, you're in this ethereal kind of soupy place where all of a sudden you can see and interpret other people that are in the situation, what they're thinking, what their motives are, what are they dealing with. It just is so eye-opening, and it just allows you to have a more open existence, to give people space to be who they are, and to really see that in the end, most people are trying to live good lives and do the best they can for the people that they love. And if that's where you'd like to go and not carry so much anger or resentment, or just you're very critical. That was one of the reasons why I went into hypnotherapy for myself, went way back. I was just a very critical person. I was very unhappy in a lot of ways. I was happy on the outside, but inside, I did not like how sharp I could be, how critical I could be of people. It's not a nice attribute, and I didn't like it. I thought, God, why can't I just be happy-go-lucky like most people and not sit there and be so judgmental? And that hypnotherapy helped me work through that. And of course, it all tied into things that I had experienced as a young woman and a young girl. And I was able to let go of a lot of things and have a more calm, peaceful way of reacting to things. So beautiful. Hi, Rhonda. We're just talking about what happens in a hypnotherapy session. And another thing that can happen is like I said, we're in that ethereal kind of space where time doesn't exist the same. It does. And we're in the ethers. So it has happened where you will be greeted by a loved one who's passed away. Now, sometimes people have come to me in grief and want to connect. If the passing has been recent, it most of the time doesn't work. I've had it work a few times. But it really depends on the person. I did have a young mom who had lost a child, like had a stillborn. And they were grieving and having a difficult time. And they reached out, and her husband, and that was cathartic. It was so beautiful. So I know for some people it can work. but when you're dealing with those kinds of heavy emotions, I just like to give the disclaimer that there's no guarantees. You're going to see exactly what you need to see. You're actually connecting with the angels and your guides, and your soul is having a conversation. So you're privy to a soul level knowledge base. And so this young mom got to have a conversation with her daughter, and it was just extremely healing for her. That little soul, her daughter, actually came to her, and they had a beautiful, intimate moment together. Things were said and shared. And same for the father. He came after he saw his wife being able to at least carry the grief and not feel like it was overwhelming. He decided to come in, and he as well had his own incredible experience. His was not meeting her directly until the very end. He ended up having a lifetime shown to him where he and his daughter had shared a lifetime together. And she wanted him to see that because she wanted him to remember the man that he was in that lifetime. And because there were qualities that she wanted him to bring back into this lifetime that she knew he had in him. And she wanted to remind him, Daddy, this is who you were. Oh my God. These are so powerful, these sessions. And then at the end, they had a beautiful soul conversation where they were outside of that lifetime, where he was able to talk to her, and she was able to help him navigate the why. Why did this happen? It won't always go like that, but for some it will. So another one was where I had a few. It's not as common, but sometimes Native Americans or people of another ethnicity, where they have not had upbringings where they've been really connected to their ancestry and to their traditions. I have witnessed elders coming through to them in a session, and it is so powerful. This is an elder, and they come into the space and they have a direct conversation with the young person or the older person, and I've witnessed where they've been told what lineage they come from, who the people they need to connect with, and to remind them of where they come from and that they are loved. The elders, when they come and speak in a session and reach out to someone in a session, they're there to remind them of how very special they are, and that they come from a beautiful people with beautiful traditions, and that it's so important for them to reconnect with those traditions and to find themselves, find their people. It's just beautiful, and it's super powerful to see. So when I say I see it, when you're laying on the bed, I'm keeping in constant contact with you in the sense that I'm speaking with you. So as you're having the experience, you're communicating with me, I'm communicating with you. I will step back when I know, for instance, with the elder, I will just once in a while peek into the room in a sense and just say, are you still speaking with each other? You will let me know what's happening, and I give you as much time as you need. And we record this portion. I mean, the whole session is recorded, but I will stop and start the recording again so that you can take home on a USB stick the portion where it's your past life. We also, if we can have time, we will have a conversation with your higher self. And this is fantastic. I can always tell when we're having an authentic conversation with your higher self. They have a lot of advice to give. They've got great humor, most of them, very different personalities, and a lot of wise words, which is really, really cool. We can ask them about diet. We can have them look over your body and help you and heal you. I have literally had physical manifestations happen as a result of a hypnotherapy session. It's all in your brain. It's in your subconscious. It's, you know, how they can say your mind can heal your body. I completely believe that. I completely believe that. I've had people where they go home. It's not often, but there's some the one person said, Claudette, I vomited black goo. And I was just like, what? And they said they went home and they vomited all this black goo, and then it was over. It was done. And they were so at peace. They had felt something needed to come out of them. And I don't know what that was, but it was a very deep session, that one in particular. There was a lot of heavy negativity, like a lot of depression. And for that person, they literally physically got rid of it. And she said she felt so amazing when it was done. Like she knew something was gone out of her body. And so I just say it's endless, the possibilities of what we can achieve, and not what we, but what can be achieved in a hypnotherapy session. I'm very passionate about it. I believe that there's so many people that can be helped by this. This isn't the end all. I also want to let everybody know that this is a complementary type of therapy. You could have this alongside of having therapy for counseling, or you're going to see a alternative health practitioner. Hi Lacey, welcome. It's so nice to have you join us. We're just finishing up now the show. We talked about hypnotherapy, but feel free to go back and listen. Just want to let you know, like, you can heal your physical body. People can, like, when you do hypnotherapy, we can give you the suggestion that you're going to not bleed out if you have that disorder where you can't stop bleeding. I forget what that is. I used to know. But there's been ladies who've had cesareans and they've been completely in a hypnotic state, controlling the blood flow so that they can have a baby. Otherwise, they've never been able to have a baby. So I just want to tell you, this is a limitless existence here. If there's anything I can impart with you this week, is don't limit your life. Your life is full of limitless possibilities. The only limits are the ones you put on yourself. If you have access to a hypnotherapist and it is within your means to access one, I strongly encourage you, if there's anything holding you back, because this can help you move forward. And there's different ways that we can work out payment plans. I know people will say, well, how much is it? It is a lot. But you got to understand that my sessions are generally 4 hours long. Sometimes they go up to 5 because I don't end it until it's finished. I'm not going to say, 3 hours is up, wrap you up, and you're like a gaping open, like vulnerable person feeling unfinished. we finish what we start in a hypnotherapy session. And so the sessions are $350. And then there's different tiers too. Say you've already seen me and you're curious because you want to go explore a past life, just a past life, because you're not even sure what you want to move, but you're feeling a little like it's time to do a little spring cleaning. That's a different rate there. So there's different things. Maybe you just want to have a session where you want to create some positive affirmations once we have a nice talk. So that would be like a nice little light hypnosis at the end of our session, and we will work through some affirmations, and you walk out with some wonderful thoughts percolating and running through your subconscious. Maybe you don't sleep well at night. We can help you with that. So much stuff. Anxiety, nervousness, you bite your nails, whatever. We can help you with that with hypnotherapy. And I can see that the time is up. So I am going to, as my good friend Blake says, love you and leave you. But again, I want you to have hope and know that you're not stuck. You're only stuck if you want to be stuck into something. You're here to live a big life and have lots of experiences and to grow and to persevere. And we're here learning. There's no mistake that can't be learned from and that we can be grateful for. It's just, you're here having a life. You're going from grade 1 to grade 2, grade 3, and it's endless. Just like that onion I talk about, you're peeling the layers. I love you all. Thank you so much for indulging me today. I'm sure we'll talk about hypnotherapy again, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I sure did. I always find it so... I find it so inspirational and so encouraging. Oh, thank you. Same to you, Lacey. Same to you, Janice. Write the code. Let me put that up here. For anyone who uses the code, I did build one today, and it is called Selenite44. So anybody who comes into the shop, starting tomorrow until the next show, next Wednesday, if you quote Selenite44, I will give you 15% off anything you want in the shop. 15% off. So there's your code for the week. Selenite44. I think we got it all. Next week, I promise you, we're doing cards. We're going to do cards the whole show, okay, gang? I love you. If you want, listen to that beautiful song because I so love it. It's so inspirational. And after a talk like what we've just had, I think it's the perfect thing to listen to. Here we go. Here's my song. I'll see you either at the shop during this week or we'll see you next Wednesday. Love you and leave you, as Blake says.
Sometimes it's hard to find a reason why when everything is falling and all that's left to do is try your best to keep holding on to the next sunrise. But you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Sometimes a mountain means it's time to climb higher than you've been before. So hold on tight and close your eyes. You'll make it faster than you know. Closer to the sunrise. 'Cause you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. never be alone. When everything feels dark around, just look inside where light is found. You